Hey, Armando, you can see me? Okay, cool. Do you like my beautiful background? It's official. Hey.
Great, thank you.
Awesome.
Nice to meet you, Keith. Thank you, guys. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice meeting you. Nice meeting you, Mark.
Nice meeting you too, Keith.
In
Pleasure.
face to face, sort of.
Oh, cool. Cool background.
Yeah.
Yeah, dig it.
Thank you.
Do you want to start, or do you want to wait till everyone gets in? Maybe wait till.
Give it 2-3 minutes, and then we'll
Let's try
start.
to get. Yeah.
And Armando says the fighters are in the process, right?
Hola, Saúl.
Yeah,
Hola,
I'm
¿qué
just
tal?
I'm
Buen día.
confirming over there. Hold on.
So, Jorgito. What's up, man? Mhm.
Hola, Jorge.
¿Qué fue, Saúl?
¿Qué estamos?
What's up, Saul?
Hey, how you guys doing? Hello.
Good, brother.
Hello, Saúl. Good.
What's up, Jorge?
How's everybody doing?
Good.
Good.
When we start, everyone should go on mute, except
problem.
if you're speaking. Good.
Nice.
Waiting for Anderson.
Hello, guys. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, cool. I'm James with Heavy Bag Boxing. I'll go ahead and mute. I just wanted to check.
Hello, guys.
Gracias.
Yeah, we have Anderson on.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, welcome.
Anderson.
Let's get this started, guys. Welcome. We want to welcome everybody here from the Associated Press. Obviously, we're really excited about this event we have coming up June 19th. It's one of the biggest events that Mexico has had in boxing in a long time, and everybody in the boxing world I know is excited about this. But not just the boxing, but the whole combat sports world is abuzz about this event, guys. Just going to drop all of the details for you guys so you guys can take this down. Tickets go on sale April 14th. There will be an initial release of 30,000 tickets right off the bat. But as we kind of, get control of this pandemic, hopefully we can possibly double that and get 100% capacity. The tickets for the live will be sold at boletovmobile.com. That's BOLETOMOVIL.com. That's the tribute to the Kings pay-per-view. The fights will start at 6 p.m. That's Pacific time, 9 o'clock Eastern time. Will be 5 fights officially on the pay-per-view, a total of 10 fights. You'll be able to catch the undercard streaming on Global Sports streaming there. This event is in association with Toscano Boxing Promotions. We're joined by Jorge Toscano, the promoter in this meeting, as well as Boris Teca Boxing Promotions, and Sal Rios, the owner of Boris Teca, is on here with us as well. Again, and Global Sports streaming will have it available, and then we'll working with some terrestrial outlets, hopefully be able to broadcast it worldwide by then. The pay-per-view right now will be available in the United States, Canada, and Puerto Rico for $39.99. So check your local cable providers. That will be available for you there. Obviously, we have a huge card coming up here June 19th with the legend Julio Chavez lacing him up for the last time, taking on Hector Camacho Jr. in an exhibition match, as well as Ramon Alvarez and Omar Chavez, the rubber match. They're going to go ahead and get it on one more time. And then the reason why we have our press conference here today, a very exciting matchup between Anderson Silva and Julio Chavez Jr. That are joining us here today, guys. Again, you can watch the prelims on Global Sports streaming. But as I said, we'd like to welcome Julio. Welcome to the meeting. Great to have you, Anderson. It's a pleasure to have you here as well. I'm going to pass it off to Mark, but first, I have a couple questions from TMZ that they wanted me to pose to you. First one to Anderson. Anderson, obviously you're a legend in mixed martial arts. You're the hands down the greatest middleweight champion of UFC history, a future Hall of Famer. But a lot of people are, wondering if maybe, crossing over into boxing and taking on an opponent of such a high level with so much experience, might be a little bit much for you. Are you feeling confident? And then what do you have to say to any of the doubters out there that you're ready for this challenge?
I mean, I think this is about how much you love your job, how much you have a passion inside your heart, how much you believe in yourself, and how much you like to challenge yourself, and that's me. I try to do my best in everything I do, and that's the new experience for me, and a good opportunity, and I'm very happy to do that,
Absolutely. Now, somewhat a fighter with half of your career could retire and have, nothing to prove. What is it about that challenging of yourself? Like what draws you back into the combat sports arena? What is it about you that just calls to you for this?
The secret is how much you love your job, how much you have a passion for you doing something so hard, that's the secret. I love it.
All about the challenge. And then Julio, a question for you now. Obviously you respect Anderson for what he's done in the mixed martial arts arena, but boxing is a world you were born and raised in. It's your world. How do you feel about him, crossing over and stepping up to take you on in the squared circle here June 19th?
Well, English, Spanish?
Well, let's go ahead and throw it to Alan Gomez, and he can translate for you. Unless you want to do it in English, it's up to you.
Yo te ayudo cuando es necesario, porque sé que entiendes muy bien el inglés, pero cuando tú nomás me das la mirada y te interpreto cuando es necesario. Pero la pregunta tuvo que ver con Silva y que tú, claro que lo respetas en su carrera de MMA y UFC. ¿Y qué opinas de que ahora el cambio que él va a hacer de MMA al boxeo?
Pues son dos deportes diferentes, aunque es muy parecido al entrenamiento. Y pues es un riesgo para el que va a cambiar a boxeo, ¿verdad? Más que para el que ya boxea. Tengo conocimiento que él ya ha boxeado, entonces debe saber lo que va a hacer. Aparte fue una leyenda de artes marciales en UFC. Entonces yo me voy a preparar para pelear con el mejor, ¿no? Yo no menosprecio ningún rival y como en el entrenamiento está la clave de todo.
Well, first of all, I'm going to be prepared for the best, no matter who it is. I know it's two different sports. The training is very similar, and obviously the risk goal is higher for the person who's changing to the other sport. In this example, Silva to boxing. So that's where the risk is, and I understand that he has some boxing experience, but I do respect that he's a legend, and I'm just going to be prepared for the best, whoever may be.
Absolutely. And Anderson, as you crossing over back into the boxing world, I mean, a man doesn't take a fight unless he feels confident he can win that fight. So, what kind of gives you the confidence that you go in against an opponent like Chavez Jr. and take a victory home on June 19th?
Well, the first of all is a very special moment and a great opportunity for I test myself. Of course, it's new one is completely different. I practice boxing, but it's not the same level. But I try to do my best, and of course, I go training hard for to change the mind, the people, about how much I can do this or not,
Yeah, and for you, Julio, now you have so much experience in the ring, over 50 fights, over 30 knockouts. Is there any, possible way you see yourself losing to Anderson? And if you did, what would that mean for your career?
Tienes la experiencia, Julio. Tienes más de 50 peleas, 30 knockouts. Tú tienes en tu mente que hay una posibilidad que podías perder con Silva, y si es que tienes ese pensamiento, ¿qué significa para ti? ¿Ganar o perder?
En el deporte, la competencia es primero que nada, entonces todo puede pasar, por eso es el deporte, pues lo ve tanta gente, entonces puede pasar lo que sea, pero yo sinceramente creo que tengo las habilidades boxísticas y el estilo, pues, para dar una gran pelea y sobre todo ganando, porque yo la verdad jamás tomo una pelea, un reto pensando en perder. Sé que es algo que puede pasar, no pasa por mi mente, no es mi motivación.
Yeah, I mean, losing is not my motivation. I always come into a fight thinking I'm going to win. I don't see any other way to come into a fight thinking first the competition, and in boxing, especially in this sport, anything could happen. I'm confident in my ability and my style and my boxing to come out victorious come June 19th.
And Julio, you're fighting on a card with your brother and your father. This is a monumental moment in boxing. Does it hold any special, significance to you fighting on a card with your brother and your father like this?
Es una cartelera monumental. está tu hermano y tu papá peleando la misma cartelera. ¿Qué significa para ti este momento que va a llegar el día en la noche de junio 19?
Bueno, nunca hemos peleado los tres, peleamos yo y mi papá en algún momento. Es algo importante para la familia, pues, porque son recuerdos que van a quedar, pero yo creo que mi pelea, pues, es totalmente diferente. Es una pelea donde lo importante es la pelea y ya lo demás pues, va a quedar para la historia. Yo pienso que va a ser una gran pelea.
I've never been on a card with us three ever. You guys know that I've been in the same card as my father, which is super special. It's all about the family memories that we could create on that fight night. But most importantly, it's my fight. That's what's important. I see my fight different than theirs. So right now, my focus is my opponent and my specific fight for that night. And then whatever happens after that, if we go down in history, then let it be. But what's important is Silva.
Absolutely. And Anderson, you've had such great heights in the UFC. What is the significance to you, and what does it mean to you to be going into Mexico and fighting on this card with so many legends of the sport here, and your foray back into boxing?
I mean, I'm very lucky, to go to Mexico, to fight in Mexico, is a legend fight in this card. I'm very happy to fight and test my mind, test my skills with this legend guy here, and I try to do my best.
Yeah, and we're excited to see it. So that's it for our TMZ questions. I'm going to go ahead and hand it off to our director of PR, Mark Abrams, and he's going to go ahead and he's going to quarterback all the questions for everyone here in the media outlet. So I'm going to step back and let Mark take over for now.
Okay, if anyone has a question, just press the raise hand button. I see a lot of people are getting involved, so just I guess press the raise hand button. We'll get to you. So we'll start with Chris TV Boxeo. Unmute your line. We'll try to hold everything to 2 questions each.
Anderson Silva, does he speak Spanish?
No.
Can somebody translate? Anderson Silva, ¿qué mensaje le puedes mandar a toda la gente de México, a todos los que esperan una guerra cuando te enfrentes a Chavez Jr.?
What message do you have, Silva, for Mexico when you go into war with Chavez Jr.?
So I'm so happy to fight in Mexico, and it's a special people in Mexico. It's a very strong people, and I respect the country, and I go to do my best. I go to do amazing show for my fans in Mexico too.
Yo estoy muy contento con México. Creo que es un país muy especial. La gente es muy fuerte, es lo que yo conozco de la gente. Respeto y voy a estar listo para una guerra.
Julio, saludos, Julio. ¿Qué es lo que piensas, Julio, de las palabras que acaba de mencionar Anderson Silva? ¿Y qué podemos esperar esta noche del 19 de junio?
Julio, what can we look for on fight night? And also, what's your opinion on the words that Silva just had for Mexico?
Yo espero una gran pelea porque creo que se concretó todo como debe ser para que sea un espectáculo que a la gente no se le olvide. Entonces, yo lo respeto, él es un gran peleador, la arte marcial es una leyenda. Y pues fue una sorpresa, yo jamás esperé que él peleara boxeo y para mí también es algo importante para mí.
It's important. I know I'm facing a legend. It's going to be something really memorable for me, and I'm just looking forward to it. I never thought that he would come over to the boxing side and face me, for example. So I'm just excited about the opportunity.
Thanks, Chris. Carlos Toro, unmute your line.
Thanks so much for both of you to take time to talk to us. You know, Anderson, my first question is, were you surprised when you got the call or when you were contacted about the possibility of boxing Julio Cesar Chavez Jr.? How long was this sort of in the works?
Wow, in the moment I received the call, I'm saying, wow, that's very interesting challenge for myself, you know, because it's in my life I just try to challenge myself whole time, and this is a good challenge for me, you know, and I say, wow, I'm in, you know, because that's a good challenge.
Julio, you know, when you were working and seeing what kind of fight that you were going to get, was Anderson Silva sort of the first name that popped into your head, or was this something that just kind of came together, you know, after maybe going through other opponents or through different type of challenges and seeing Anderson's name pop up? Was that something that you wanted to try out?
Cuando estabas pensando de a quién ibas a retar, y durante ese tiempo, ¿es algo, el nombre de Silva se te apareció en la mente, o es algo que por el trabajo y por eliminar ciertos oponentes llegó a un punto de que, ¿sabes qué? Va a haber la oportunidad contra Silva y va a ser un buen reto y me gustaría retarme en esa situación? ¿Cómo sucedió eso? Y si si Silva estaba en tu mente a cualquier momento de las negociaciones para tu próximo rival.
Pues la verdad no, había varios boxeadores. Y una apareció Anderson Silva. Y yo pues no se podía, parecía que no podía concretarse la pelea, pero se hizo. Fue muy fácil, fue muy rápido. La verdad yo estaba sorprendido, pero nunca esperé boxear con alguien como él.
No, the answer is no. I never thought I'd be fighting Silva. Yes, he was on the list of opponents. At one point, it didn't seem like it'd be possible, but we made it happen. The team made it happen, and now I'm fighting him, and I'm excited about it. I'm thrilled about the opportunity.
Thanks, Julio, and thanks, Anderson.
Yes, Julio.
Next up is Ernesto Amador.
Here we go. Voy a empezar con Anderson. Anderson, antes que nada, hay que reconocer que Brasil y tú en particular han hecho leyenda en las artes marciales mixtas. ¿Qué estás dispuesto a hacer para arrancar en el boxeo escribiendo una historia tan grande como la que has hecho en artes marciales mixtas?
So, first of all, it's an amazing sport. I love boxing. And I practice boxing for a long time, not professional. I try to do my best in my side, and I continue training. I continue challenge myself, and that opportunity to fight with Chavez Jr. is amazing because it's not about prove for anybody. It's just for challenge myself, you know. And when I go inside the ring to fight with Chavez Jr., I do my best and stay happy and put my passion inside the ring, you know.
Gracias. Voy con Julio. Julio, es una... Sí, adelante, Alan, querido, perdón.
Okay. Yes, I love boxing. I've always practiced boxing. I've always trained boxing. But more so, I want to do this to challenge myself. An opponent, the opportunity to fight Julio Cesar Chavez is completely amazing for me. But again, this is more to challenge myself. When I go into the ring, I'm going to do my best, and I'm going to be happy, and I'm going to be ready, and I'm just going to have fun out there.
Ok, voy ahora con Julio. Julio, una pelea que no esperábamos, inclusive tú mismo lo mencionas, no parecía ser el rival. Sin embargo, sabes que vas a enfrentar a un peleador legendario que lo distingue la disciplina y que además tiene punch, tiene gran cantidad de knockouts, no solamente por su gestión, sino también por la pegada que tiene. Sabemos que respetas a todos los rivales, pero ¿qué tan peligroso, Julio, hablando honestamente, es Anderson Silva para ti en esta pelea en donde realmente pues conoces poco de él en el boxeo?
So Silva was never part of, it's a surprise. You didn't expect to fight him. We know he's legendary. He's has a lot of experience. He's a hell of a puncher. He has a lot of knockouts. So I know you respect him. But how dangerous do you think he really is going to be on fight night?
Yo pienso que es peligroso, es un rival que sabe lo que está haciendo, una persona inteligente que sabe pelear y va a ser una prueba difícil. Va a ser una prueba difícil.
It's going to be a tough challenge.
No tiene un estilo fácil.
He doesn't have an easy style. He's gonna. I know he's smart. He has a lot of experience. He's dangerous, and it's not going to be an easy fight. Sigue, Julio.
Entonces es para mí pues un arma de doble filo, ¿no? Mucha gente piensa que uno de la UFC no le puede pegar a un boxeador. Entonces eso corre en contra mía, pues, porque tengo que ganar a como de lugar, pues, porque supuestamente ellos no saben boxear.
All the pressure, let's not forget, is on me, because people assume that a UFC fighter or somebody from MMA, mixed martial arts, comes over to boxing, and let's just assume everybody's going to think that, hey, he shouldn't be able to compete with a boxer ever. So actually the pressure's on me. I'm going to have to perform at my best, so there won't be any question.
Muchas gracias.
Next up, Michelle Phelps.
Hi, guys. The first question is for Anderson. I know that you said that this is about challenging yourself. So if you do win, will you try to go on to fight other boxers?
Yeah, maybe, but my focus now is just only for this fight, and let's go see in the future, but my focus now is just for this fight with Chavez Jr., and let's go see when this done.
There's a lot of talk about, when a MMA fighter crosses over into boxing, just like Chavez was just saying now, that they don't really see that as much competition. But in this case, like, how do you sort of take on that pressure, knowing that there's this idea that you're going to get stopped? And do you have a prediction? Like, do you think that you could stop Chavez?
Wow. So I think this sport is amazing. Boxing is very traditional, and is an old sport. The people need to respect the boxing, because it's not for anybody. And I practiced boxing for a long time in my life, and of course, it's not the same level for Chavez Jr. and the other fighters. But I try to make something special for my fans in Mexico too, and my fans in Brazil and the rest of the world,
Do you feel like you can stop him?
Of course, I trained for that.
Okay, and my next question is for Chavez. With Anderson coming into sort of your backyard with boxing, would you ever consider crossing over to MMA?
Ya que Anderson Silva va a venir a tu territorio, Julio, ¿tú piensas que en el futuro tú podrías llegar a su territorio, que es el artes mixtas marciales?
No creo, porque hay otro tipo de técnicas. Necesito más tiempo. Ellos practican boxeo, practican jiu-jitsu, corren, entonces tiene más tiempo esa preparación. Yo no podría agarrarlo en el suelo o tratar de ahorcarlo, ¿me explico? Entonces, ese tipo de detalles hacen y marcan la diferencia, pero creo que la pelea se ha adaptado para que se haga de la manera más pareja y que sea un gran espectáculo para todos.
I just want to participate in spectacles and good shows, but I don't think it really translates for a boxer to go to MMA. I would need a lot more time. I wouldn't know what to do if we get to the ground. To choke them or to put a hold on them or to submit. I would be definitely not in my element. So I think it's different. They train boxing, they train jiu-jitsu, they train other mixed martial arts. So I don't think so, but maybe we could do it in a way where it would be fair for both of us if I do would decide to go that route.
Okay.
Thanks, Michelle. Ellie Seckbach. Ellie, you there? His hand's raised. All right, we'll get back to Ellie. Luke Cattell.
Yep, I'm here. Okay, first question. Anderson, what has been the big adjustment for you training for just boxing alone?
I mean, I just try to adjust more the details, for the movement, for position inside the ring, and that's working now.
And for Julio, what would a win over Anderson Silva mean for your legacy?
Para tu legado, Julio, ¿qué va a representar una victoria contra Anderson Silva?
Es una gran victoria porque estoy peleando contra un ganador, me explico, él, como yo me imagino, jamás sube a perder a un ring o a un octágono. Entonces,
yeah, it would be a grand victory for me because someone like him with the experience and his abilities, I don't think he ever goes into the ring to lose.
Okay, I think we got Ellie back. Ellie, you got a question?
Yes, I do. Let me start with Anderson. Anderson, a lot of people consider you as the greatest MMA fighter ever. Who do you have in your top 5 MMA legends?
Wow, this is tough. I think Tauro and BJ Penn.
Wow, that's a big one. And then for Julio, how are you going to train? How are you doing, first of all, Julio? Good. How are you going to prepare for this fight? Are you going to spar MMA fighters or spar boxers? Have you thought about that yet?
¿Cómo te vas a preparar para esta pelea? ¿Vas a entrenar contra peleadores de artes mixtas marciales o contra boxeadores o cómo le vas a hacer? ¿Qué es tu plan?
No, trataré de boxear con boxeadores de MMA y también de boxeo, zurdos y derechos, porque él pelea de las dos guardias, así que vamos a tratar de trabajar en todo.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna work on everything. I'm gonna spar with MMA fighters. I'm gonna spar with boxers. I'm gonna train with them, and I'm also gonna make sure that I mix it up with the sparring with righties and lefties because I know Silva could mix it up and switch stances at any moment.
Thank you, Ellie. Michael Rueda. Michael, unmute.
There we go. You can hear me?
Okay. Yep.
Okay. First off, this is for Anderson. Anderson, you've already said that you want to do this. You wanted to test yourself. Should you win or make a good account of yourself, do you have plans going forward in fighting, or is there a chance you go back to MMA after this?
That's everything is possible, but right now I just I keep straight my focus for this fight right now and keep my mind in this challenge, and let's go see it because the future is amazing, the life is beautiful, and I just working hard for this moment right now. And when this done, I go check it out everything and make the new step.
Okay, obrigado y boa suerte.
Obrigado.
Y Julio, esto es para usted. Muchos han tenido diferentes respuestas a esta pelea, unos buenos, unos malos. ¿Qué tienes que decir a los críticos que han hablado mal de esta pelea?
There's a lot of critics on this fight. What's your opinion on the critics that about this fight and you fighting an MMA fighter?
Siempre critican las cosas buenas. Este es un gran espectáculo, una gran pelea. Una pelea interesante, que tiene todos los ingredientes para hacer una pelea muy buena. Así que la gente quiere espectáculo y la pelea lo tiene todo. No tiene por qué criticar.
Muchas gracias y buena suerte también.
This fight is going to have the spectacle that everybody is looking for. There's always going to be critics. I see this as being a huge fight, an exciting fight, a fight that people need to watch, and I can't wait.
Next up, we have Alejandro Ramirez. Unmute your line.
This question is for Anderson. For getting ready for this fight, is there a full boxing fight, or did you bring a coach or any boxing trainer to just focus in boxing?
Yes. I start 3 months ago with the best coach here in LA and in Brazil too. And I have a good team to help me, and the people have a lot of experience as professional boxers. And it's a very good team.
And since you've been training boxing, what has been the biggest difference between boxing and UFC getting prepared for this fight?
So in boxing, you just using your hands and you keep your footwork. In MMA, you need you using the footwork, and you train jiu-jitsu and the different disciplines, the martial arts disciplines. It's completely different.
Okay, thank you. And for Julio, your dad has announced that this is going to be his last exhibition. How special is this event that you'll be a part of, that your brother and yourself is fighting on your dad's last fight or last exhibition? For Julio.
Anunció tu papá que va a ser su última pelea, su última exhibición. ¿Y nomás qué significa? Significa participar en el mismo evento con tu hermano y tu papá.
Pues siempre participar en un evento de mi papá, para todos los boxeadores, y para mí como hijo, pues es un orgullo pues verlo a su edad, hacer lo que está haciendo. Es una noche especial y yo pues espero que se retire, ya se retiró pues, pero que se retire de las exhibiciones viéndome ganar. Es lo que él quiere y espero concedérselo ese día, porque creo que un día después, el día 20, el día del padre, para regalarle eso de regalo.
Well, it's going to be, I know it's my dad's last event. It's going to be very special. To see my dad just participate in the event itself, me being his son, it would be special just for another boxer in general. But, also seeing my dad fighting at his age, doing what he's doing, it's going to be just a really special night. I mean, I hope my dad retires. I know he already retired, but retires from the exhibitions. And what I want to do is give my dad a victory, because I know that's what he wants more than anything, even for his own fight. And the next day, if you guys didn't know, it's Father's Day, so it wouldn't be anything more special than to give my dad a Father's Day gift, and that would be a victory against Silva.
Thank you. Danny Segura. Can you unmute your line, Danny?
Yes, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes, for Anderson. How has this experience been preparing for a boxing match? I know that you've been wanting to do this for a long time. And do you see yourself, now that you're doing it, do you see yourself having more fights in the future? Is this a possibility of a new career for you?
Yeah, of course this is possible. I love the sport. I love boxing, and it's possible too, We'll see.
And Now that you finally crossed over to boxing, one of the biggest topics that's been discussed over the years was how much the bigger paydays exist in boxing compared to maybe MMA. Are you expected to make more money in this fight in boxing than you have in MMA before?
You know, for me, it's not about money. It's just I don't put in my mind money. You know, I don't think about money. I just think to challenge myself and put in my passion in my work right now. You know, and I think when you put in the money first in everything you do in your life, professional or not, you lose something, you know? And I think the secret is how much you love your job, how much you put in your heart in your job. That's, I try to do my best, that I make successful in my sport, and that I make success in my life. You know, it's not about money.
Yeah, and I know you're focused on this fight. This is my last question. But a lot of people weren't expecting this matchup against Chavez Jr. A lot of people were expecting you to fight maybe Roy Jones Jr. because you guys have gone back and forth a lot over the years. Is that a fight that still interests you? And how come maybe that fight didn't happen? It seemed that if there was a fight that was going to happen for you in the boxing, it was going to be that one.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, because I talked about fight with Mr. Roy Jones Jr. for many years ago, you know, when I start fighting UFC. And I think now it's come closer to this completely reality, you know. And let's go see, you know. My focus now is just for this fight right now. And let's go see the future, you know.
Thank you, Anderson. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you, Danny. Got a couple more. Brady Briggs. Unmute your line.
I got a question for Anderson. Now, a lot of us figured you were going to go to PFL or maybe even Bellator after your UFC departure. What made you decide on boxing, and what made you agree to a fight against Julio Chavez Jr.?
Well, I think the opportunity come to me, and I just say, you know, that's the good challenge. I think I can take this opportunity to challenge myself and put in my mind to work for see my body change and test myself and working hard or make something special for myself, you know?
Sure. Do you feel like you're going to feel limited only being able to use 2 of your 8 weapons that you were always so great at?
No.
Your boxing was always very good too. And you're also bigger than him. You have a couple inches height advantage. You got a couple inch reach advantage. For someone who's gone 12 rounds with Canelo, what's your game plan in order to win this fight?
So my plan is just working and with my coach and listen my coach and working hard every single day, the same I work right now, and do my best, you know?
Sure.
Because doesn't matter how sport you practice, you know, MMA or boxing, you need to keep straight, you focus in your specialty, you know, and that's I try to do.
Thank you, Brady. I guess our last question, Tristan.
I have a question for Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. and then Anderson Silva. Julio, you mentioned earlier about pressure on you. Being on the card with your brother and your dad, having a high-profile fight with Anderson Silva, what's your mindset like going into this fight, and how are you preparing for this fight?
¿Qué es lo que estás entrando con qué mentalidad, qué enfoque sabiendo que tú mencionaste que sientes un tanto de presión contra Silva por lo que él viene a tu territorio, ¿verdad? A tu deporte. Y tú dices que te pusiste más presión. Y luego sabiendo que tu papá y tu hermano están en la misma cartelera en esta pelea que va a haber muchos ojos. ¿Qué es lo que opinas, Julio? Tú.
Lo que opino es que un peleador de la UFC, cuando entra al boxeo, como ya pasó alguna vez, no saben boxear, pues entonces mucha gente no da el crédito que realmente tiene el pelear con una leyenda como Anderson Silva, que es un gran peleador en las artes marciales y que aparte es un buen boxeador. Lógicamente nunca ha peleado al nivel que va a pelear esta vez, pero es un gran atleta, así que es un gran reto porque se ha hecho todo para que la pelea sea una pelea pareja.
You know, it has all the recipe. You know, they're setting this fight to be an even fight. But I could say that Silva has never faced anybody at my level. I know he's a MMA legend. You know, people don't give MMA fighters any credit as being good boxers. They're not known, as seen before, when a UFC fighter or an MMA fighter has challenged a boxer, that it just hasn't worked out for the MMA fighters. So, but you know, the idea is to make a huge event for the fans, and I think that's what we're setting this up to be.
And Anderson Silva, when did you know that you were going to boxing right after MMA, and how did this intrigue you?
Wow, that's a good question. I just prepare my body, my mind for everything. You know, every single day I prepare my mind and my body for super challenge in my life. You know, and that's the challenge I have right now. That I accept the challenge, and that's I do my best.
All right, well, thank you guys. There's some awesome questions, great answers by both guys. Let me kick it back to our host, Brandon Kyle. Brandon, take us home.
Hey, great guys, great questions. Hope you guys got all the information you guys needed. One more time, I'll run it down for you guys. Tickets go on sale the 14th of this month, April. We'll have 30,000 tickets right off the bat, and then hopefully we'll be able to double that possibly by the time Fight Night comes around, guys. And Boletov Mobile, that's BOLETOMOVIL.com. That's where you can get tickets. And again, the pay-per-view, right now we have it in America, Puerto Rico, Canada, and then the undercard will be televised through Sports Streaming. Guys, I want a big thank you to Jorge Toscano and Saul Rios from Boris Teca and then Toscano Boxing Promotions. Any final words from our fighters here? Julio, we'll start with you. Any final statement before we let you guys go?
Muchas gracias a todos. Nos vemos pronto y el 19 de junio va a ser una gran pelea. Y pienso que va a ser una pelea para la historia.
It's going to be a fight for the history books. I'm looking forward to everybody tuning in. I'm looking forward to seeing everyone on June 19th, and thank you all for participating and all who are involved.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And then Anderson, any final words before we let you go?
Wow, I say thank you for everybody. Thank you for my fans in Mexico, for my fans in the United States and the world. And thank you for everybody here, and enjoy the rest of your day. And God bless you guys. See you soon. Bye.
Absolutely, guys. I got the early odds coming out. We have Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. is a minus 250 favorite, and Anderson coming out as a plus 190 underdog. Again, there's going to be 10 fights on the card. Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. and Hector Camacho Jr. are going to be headlining that in an exhibition bout. Also, Ramon Alvarez and Omar Chavez and a rubber match between them. And then, of course, Anderson Silva and Chavez Jr. will be the co-main event of that fight, guys. Can't wait to see you guys June 19th. It'll be on pay-per-view, $39.99. Again, tickets go on sale the 14th, and we're all excited. I know the combat sports world is excited, and we can't wait to see you guys square off in there June 19th.
Thanks. Thank you, everyone, for coming.
Thanks, guys. See you next time.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.